cell structure and the functions. The cell is the basic structural unit of the organism, and these cells generally form the tissues. Tissues are made up of special cells that perform similar functions, and it is the tissue that generally forms the organs. And these organs perform different functions like respiration, digestion, etc. So each organ of the living organism perform different functions such as digestion, assimilation and absorption. Similar in case of plant cell also, the organs of the plant also perform particular functions. For example, root help to absorb the water and minerals from the soil. Now the basic component of the cell. If we see a cell, we observe three basic components. First is the cell membrane or the plasma membrane. Next is the jelly-like substance cytoplasm. And last one is the nucleus. So now let us learn about the component one by one. So first is the cell membrane or the plasma membrane. This cell membrane generally separates one cell from another. And this cell membrane protects the cell from the surroundings, and this cell membrane is porous and allow the substance to move in and out of the cell. And this is the cell membrane that generally give the shape to the cell. In addition to cell membrane, in case of the plant cell, we observe a thick layer in the cell and we call that as cell wall. The plant need this cell wall because the plant need protection against variation in temperature, high speed wind, atmospheric moisture, etc. The plant need protection against this because the plant generally cannot move from one place to another. So cell wall generally protect the plant cell from all these changes. So next component is the cytoplasm. The jelly-like substance that we observe inside the cell is known as the cytoplasm, and the cytoplasm contains different organelles of the cell such as mitochondria, Golgi apparatus, ribosomes, etc. Next part is the nucleus. It is generally spherical and situated at the center of the cell and is the vital part of living organism. The nuclear membrane generally cover the nucleus and separate nucleus from cytoplasm. So the nucleus, it acts as a control center of all the activities and play important role in inheritance. And the nucleus contain the nucleolus. It is the smaller spherical ball present inside the nucleus. Along with that, we observe some thread-like structure inside the nucleus, and this thread-like structure is known as chromosome, and this carries the gene. And gene generally help to transfer the character from parents to offspring. So it is the gene that generally carry the character from the parents to next generation offspring. So next is the protoplasm. The entire content of the living cell, it is the entire content, and protoplasm is nothing but the cytoplasm and the nucleus, and it is called the living substance of the cell. Now let us learn about the organelles. The various components are present within the cells are known as the cell organelles. All these components are special and they perform specific functions. Few examples of organelles are mitochondria, lysosomes, etc. Now let us learn about them one by one. First is the vacuole. The vacuoles are nothing but the storage bubbles. They are irregular in shape and they found in the cell. The vacuoles generally store food a variety of nutrients the cell might need to survive, or the waste also. In case of the plant, if we observe, the size of the vacuole is larger compared to the size of the vacuole that is present in the animal cell. And in case of the plant cell, the vacuoles generally provide rigidity to the cell. Next is the Golgi bodies. These are smooth sac-like structures and they are parallel to one another. Their main function is to modify proteins. Next is the lysosome. Lysosome is also sac-like structure. It is surrounded by a single layered membrane. Lysosome releases digestive enzymes and these enzymes generally break down the food. Lysosome also remove the old, damaged or dead organelles from the cell and thus protect the cell from further damage. Next is the mitochondria. The mitochondria is the rod-shaped organelles. It is double membrane. Outer membrane is smooth while the inner membrane is folded many times, and it is also known as powerhouse of the cell. Generally, mitochondria help us to provide the energy. Next component is the plastid. We generally observe plastid in the plant cell. These are tiny green colored structure, and plastid carries various pigments like orange, red, green and sometimes even colorless also. The plastids which are green, which carry green color pigment, that is chlorophyll, are known as chloroplast. Thank you.